Rolling up next, Rock Senior and Masters. Again, they'll go 14 laps, their first heat of the day. Shifters on grid. Again, two separate groups. Here's how we'll line them up inside of row number one. Will be the 338 senior driver. It'll be Oliver Askew. Outside row one, the 229 of Austin Garrison. Starting third, the 328 of Kyle Kirkwood. Starting fourth, the 57, Jonathan Kotick in the 57. Dawson Strauss, your winner in Jacksonville, starting in the fifth position in the number 71. Jacob Duvall coming off some good practice times, qualified seventh overall. Jacob in the 7X. Starting in the seventh position, the 316 will be Morgan Healy. Joffrey Amine, the number 4, starting eighth. In the Masters, on the pole position will be Ariel Castro. Continuing on with your Rock Senior lineup, Ricardo Vargas in the 112, starting ninth. 10th, it'll be Roldan in the number 06. Manuel in the 06. Austin Jordan starting 11th. 12th, it'll be Jarrett Voorhees in the 77. Franco Carabetta starting 13th. Second in the Masters, Lozano, he'll go in the number 37, will be starting second in the Masters. Third, it'll be your points leader, Francois Branwibo. Fourth, it'll be Miguel Gonzalez in the number 3. Carlos Gonzalez, senior driver in the 07X. And first up, it'll be your senior drivers, and then you'll have your Masters in that second group. 14 laps. Shifters, you're on grid. You're up next, Shifters. They need Micro Rock to the grid. That'll be Micro Rock. We need you for your second heat. Green is out. We're underway. And they are going to go 2 wide mid-pack into turn number 1. Jacob Duvall going to pick up yet, I believe, 1 position as he comes through the chicane. Again, Jacob Duvall was really quick in practice. Qualified 6th overall for the Jacksonville, Florida driver. And they'll work their way to the tree turn for lap number 1. Good-looking field of drivers off that tree turn. That's Jacob Duvall working around Dustin. Boy, what a battle there you've got going on. Jacob Duvall, Dustin Strauss in there, Morgan Healy all mixing it up as they come down that front stretch. And Morgan watching some battle and going on as they come into that turn number 1 now through the chicane. And the 229, that'll be Austin Garrison. Field off that tree turn. Top 3, 4 drivers, all Tony Karts as they come to the top of the oval. And they'll work down that straightaway. They'll head down into turn number 1. And seeing top end speed right around 66, 67 miles an hour as they head into turn number 1. No doubt about it, getting some speed down that long straightaway as they head south to north on that straightaway. Top 3 drivers pretty well button up to the top of the hairpin turn. Garrison, Askew, Kotick, 1, 2, 3 as they come into that tree turn. Holding on to that 4th place position, trying to reel them in. Yet another Ocala Grand Prix driver. Kyle Kirkwood holding on to that 4th spot as they come down into turn number 1. Then you got Jacob Duvall. Jacob now running 5th. He's picked up 1 spot, qualified 6th. Got a flock of Tony Karts ahead of him as they come through that chicane. And 14 laps. Kyle Kirkwood right now running 4th, 37.247. That is quick time. As Kyle Kirkwood trying to hang with his buddies as they come off the hairpin turn. Definitely closing in on Jonathan in that 3rd spot. Then you got Jacob Duvall with traffic in behind him. That's Dustin Strauss, Dustin in the 71. And Dustin a winner in Jacksonville in race weekend number 3. He's about 2 kart lengths behind Jacob Duvall into turn number 1. Traffic moving right along. 4 laps in, 10 laps to go. There's your top 4 drivers. Now they'll make their way into that tree turn. And Kyle Kirkwood trying to close up that gap. Kyle qualified 3rd. He got pushed back 1 spot. And he's been hung up in the 4th place position as they come down the front stretch. 5 laps complete this time by. They'll head down into turn number 1. And at 3:28, Kyle Kirkwood does not get enough momentum to get around 3rd place running Jonathan Koenig. Jonathan, a solid start right now with 5 laps complete. Garrison, Askew, Koenig, Kirkwood, and Dustin Tross, your top 5. Well, we'll mix in Jacob Duvall in there. Correct that. Jacob being scored 5th. 6th, it'll be Dustin. Jacob's pretty well held that spot. And your leaders will come down the front stretch one more time. It'll be 6 laps complete this time by, led by the 229 of Austin Garrison. When you talk about a driver's been tearing them up all summer long, another successful summer for Austin. Watched him out there in Vegas, and of course out in Utah. He's had some great success and doing a lot of racing. Boy, what a talent this kid is. Austin Garrison hanging on to that top spot. Garrison off the tree turn. Askew, Koenig, Kirkwood, Strauss, again, all mixing it up with Jacob Duvall in between those Tony carts. Kind of sandwiched in. Your leader now with 6 laps complete. Continue to be the 229 of Austin Garrison. His best lap time, 37.301. Oliver Askew. Remember, Oliver picked up the pole. His best lap time, 37.352 for your pole sitter, Oliver Askew. Oh, contact. Now your leaders get taken out as they come through the tree turn. The top 2 drivers get together. That was Austin Garrison into 229 and Oliver Askew as they get together. Looked like they 338 of Austin was trying to catch him to the inside, and they got together. So that'll change things now with a brand new leader. So we're seeing a new leader. So Jonathan Koenig now will take it over. Kirkwood 2nd. Running 3rd will be Jacob Duvall. 4th it'll be Strauss. 5th it'll be Morgan Healy. They head down into turn number 1. See the 229 limping along of Austin Garrison. Oliver Askew, boy, they were right there. Looked like Oliver may have been going to the inside. And they get together, and that'll change it now. Jonathan, your leader. Kirkwood running 2nd. There's Kirkwood coming off that tree turn. Jacob Duvall. He's been stuck there, but boy, oh boy, when they wreck ahead of you, you might as well take advantage of it. And Jacob right now being scored in the 3rd spot. The field ahead into turn number 1. 10 laps in, 4 laps remaining. Heat shifters up next. Jacob Duvall holding on to that 3rd spot. Jacob about 3.5 seconds behind your leader, just a little bit under that. As he's being scored 3rd. Dustin Strauss running in that 4th position. 5th it'll be Morgan Healy. Top 5 run going for Morgan Healy. So 11 laps complete. How about Kyle Kirkwood? 2nd place cart just turned a 37.206. For Kyle Kirkwood. Kirkwood on your leaders. They come to the top of that hairpin turn. So keep an eye on those 2 drivers. They come into that tree turn. Jonathan holding on to that lead, inherited the lead after the 2 top drivers got together. 2 laps to go this time by. Again, Jonathan qualified in the 4th spot, and he'll pick it up this time by. 2 to go. See if Kyle can get enough to get around him. Again, Kyle Kirkwood, overall quick cart with a 37.206. Jonathan hanging on as they come off the hairpin turn. Both drivers on Tony karts. Kayla Grand Prix drivers. And these guys also have a lot of laps, so no big surprise here as they're 1-2 to the top of the oval. We'll look for the white flag next time by. And here it is, final circuit, 1 to go. Jonathan leads him into turn number 1. Kyle Kirkwood tries to close it up off the exit of turn 1. Jacob DeVault and just moving right along in that third spot. Unchallenged right now, he's cruising right along. So this might be a great start for heat number 1 for Jacob DeVault. He was very quick in practice this morning and stays back in that third spot. So here comes your leader to the top of the oval. Jonathan Kodak will pick up the win. Jonathan scores the win. And coming home second is Kyle Kirkwood. Great run for Kyle. Jacob DeVault picking up the third spot. Dustin Strauss, a great run for Dustin. He'll come home in 4th. And Morgan Healy in the 316 will cross the line in 5th. So again, that is your Rock Senior in the Masters. The win will go to Castro. He'll score the win. Saldana will pick up 2nd. Grunzel comes home 3rd. Ron Weibo will pick up 4th in the Masters. We'll need micro rock. You are pre-grid. We'll need mini rock to make your way to the grid for heat number 2. That'll be micro for heat number 2, mini rock for heat number 2. Shifters, the last group to come out. Got a couple carts for pickup. And then we'll get set for your shifters. As shifters will make their way out. Again, shifters will go 15 laps.